We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. You know it. You know it. So, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds. And I'm joined today, should I say, by Danny Rumsey, one of my new online buddies since I've started this channel. He's always in chat, so I'll probably miss him today in chat, but at least he's here in person. But yeah, I've had to get him on. He's a top lad and really supportive of the channel, and much appreciated, Danny. So anyway, how are you doing, Danny? You all right?
I'm all good yourself, and thank you for having me on.
No, you're welcome, buddy. It's great to have you here. No, I'm really good, mate. You see me waffling on most days now. I'm better today than I was after that Millwall game. I'm sure you saw my post match, mate. And
I was the first. I was the first one to comment on you when you were out working.
You always are, to be fair, buddy.
Do not be too positive.
I lost my head of it, didn't I? First time, really. Danny, I'm a bit of a since I started doing this, I'm a bit of a defeat virgin. It's my first loss, so yeah. It's been an hard one to take. And I've looked today. I've been getting loads of comments from Millwall side, so it must have been doing its rounds on Millwall side. And I've been.
It will have done it.
Yeah.
It'll be getting shared. It'll be getting shared out and out and out and out.
Yeah, it is at minute, mate. So views are going up, but yeah, I'm getting a lot of stick from Millwall scum. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like I say, I just wanted to get you on, really. We'll chat about QPR tomorrow's game soon, but I just wanted to touch on how you feel. I want to say you're not far out, but you're very realistic, and I go with my heart a lot, don't I? Where you go with your head, and you tend to get a lot of scores right or close. I just wanted to see, where you think the season is up to press, and if you think we're doing okay, or does there need to be some serious thoughts in terms of changes, Danny? What do you think?
I think we're actually doing all right. Third place, we're still, like people say, front and centre. I could understand if we were 10th, 11th. You know what I mean? Third place, 4 points behind Sunderland. How much more front do you want to be?
No, mate, I totally get that. I think we're going to be, 5, 6, 7, 8 points clear at this stage. Maybe we're just a little bit unrealistic. And I know Joe. Obviously, I'm friends with Joe as well, and he's very much like me on the whole passion merchant and goes with his heart. But I think maybe we're just unrealistic. We've got a lot of new signings in door. We've had major injuries, Danny, haven't we? As you know,
we have.
We are in the mix, so aren't we, buddy?
And that's what I'm saying. We're still in the mix. You know what I mean? And if we're getting beat, we're not getting beat 3, 4, 5-0.
No, yeah,
we're getting beat 1-0.
Yeah, I mean that's 2 losses now. Both.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, You think as well, both of those losses we've had, Danny, even the games we've drawn, we haven't been outplayed. We've been the better side. I mean, I've been having pelters for this, but we haven't been beaten up in any of the 14 games, have we?
We've been the better team in all 14 games. Apart, all the time we got beaten up, we were Middlesbrough Cup.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Otherwise, we're beating best team. It's just that a lot of these Leeds fans are thinking, "Oh yeah, we should be going." We're not entitled to go anywhere. You've got to earn it.
No, I agree, pal. And the Middlesbrough one, I forget that even exists, pal.
Yeah,
that just goes now. Second game of the season, it's cup. Sorry, I'm not bothered. But yeah, I mean, I'm concerned really about the away form. That concerns me. I mean, we'll touch on QPR game soon, but I think home form, we should be there or thereabouts. I don't think we'll lose many at Elland Road, which I'm sure you'll agree. But away from home, do you feel like he needs to just let the shackles off a bit, Danny, and just let him play with a bit more freedom?
Do you know what it is? He can't actually do that at the moment, Matty. Because if we get any more injuries, we're knackered.
Oh, can you imagine?
You know what I mean? So playing conservative as he is at the minute while he gets players back is probably the best way.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just frustrating as a fan, isn't it, when you know the quality's there and you know the teams are playing with man for man better, and you can see we just need that little extra 10% sometimes just to push forward and let those shackles off. But I get what you mean. We tend to be reserving a lot of energy, don't we, in these games? We might get a couple of goals up and we're just like, right, shut up shop, pass it about, keep possession. Let's not, and we don't really get. Let's be fair, Danny. For how good we've played in some games, we haven't really got out of second gear in most of them, pal.
I don't even think we've got out of neutral on half of them.
That's fair, to be fair. I mean, even big wins we've had, like Coventry and stuff, and we just haven't had to go through the gears to get these wins. I just feel like the away games, they are really concerning me because, I'm a big advocate of you win your own games and you get a point away and you'll be all right. But some of these away games, Danny, now, your Bristols, your Millwalls, I know that London or, the games that are far to travel and we struggle, especially midweek away games, but we have to start turning a few of them into wins, Danny.
I understand what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying, the players and that should be thing. And it's not as if they're catching coaches down there, they're flying, you know what I mean, which is quicker than catching a coach or a train. You know what I mean? So they're flying to these places. So Bristol's 55-minute flight. London, you know what I mean? It's the same. You know what I mean? So they're in a hotel thing. But it's just some places I've noticed, like when we went to Wembley, I knew with that being London, we won't win in that.
Yeah, I know. Is it a psychological thing, buddy? Is it like the players know as well? It's in London, it's that side of the country. Yeah, I'm just not having it.
Since we had Wilkinson, we used to win in London when we were Wilkinson. Since we had him, we've had trouble in London since.
Really? Is that how long it's been going since Wilco?
Yeah.
Wow. It's something that I really didn't believe had bothered us against Millwall. I just thought we'd have too much of them regardless. But like I say, you know my videos. I went in hard. I went in dry, Danny. I were like,
I know you did.
I went, we are going to batter Millwall from pillar to post, and I were gobsmacked. And even though everything, I know in football and all lads and everybody, you were telling me it's not going to be an easy game. I just couldn't refrain and hold myself back from just going for it. And I went for it more than the lads did, Danny.
And what did I say to you? Message, what happens if we lose?
No, I know. I didn't see it happening. I did not see that happening, Danny. I thought worst case it'd be a draw. I did not ever see us losing that game.
Yeah, well, I didn't think we'd lose it, but I would just try to bring you back down to earth by saying what happens if we lose.
No, I know. Well, what's happened is absolute meltdown, Danny. Absolute meltdown. I mean, it's a catch-22 really of us. I mean, we've got the best fans in the world, but what I've noticed, you see, is obviously I try and get to every home game, but like when it comes to the fan base, I'm fairly new with the online sort of stuff. I've never been on social media, but obviously, as you know, when you've got a channel, you've sort of got to delve into social media. So I'm sort of seeing the Leeds United support online for sort of the first time this year, Danny. It's
that's what I mean. When you haven't got a channel and you're online, you look at it and you think, yeah, and then when you've got a channel, it's like, oh.
It can be, mate. It's a dark place, Some comments I read and stuff from time to time, and I just feel like it's really overhyped. Some of the, a lot of the negativity. I mean, it doesn't take much, does it, for people's, thought process of we're going to win league to being sack Farker within a couple of performances. It can go from that to that.
Well, it's not even that with our fans. You know what I mean? Medley made that slip up at Sunderland. They were getting death threats when he was on court jump way back.
Yeah, no, I know it's.
You know what I mean? So it's.
Bamford's had him as well, we can criticise players, Danny, can't we? We can criticise performances. That's what they're there for. People pay the money for that, but I've seen in these last few months it can go too far, which is quite upsetting. Yeah,
nobody should be getting death threats, no matter who it is, footballer or not.
Definitely. I mean, when we touch on that Millier thing, Danny, we've messaged on that before, but you look at Millier. With that, last thing he needed were any negative from fans. I'm sure he felt bad enough, doing the mistake anyway. And when you're a fan base and you've got to get behind the team, that negativity you're pushing onto those players isn't going to make them perform better the following week. That's something that sometimes they've just got to dial in and remember as a fan. Just this stick you're giving them. You might feel like, you're able to give it because you pay your money, but you tone it down a bit because all you're going to do is affect his performance going forward. And ultimately, as we know with Millier we're always going to keep playing money, Danny. We're never going to get dropped.
Yeah, Medley, we're always going to get... I think even if we'd have got a better goalkeeper than Darlow in, I still don't think he'd have been dropped.
Oh, 100%. I think they're protecting his value. They know he'll move on maybe in summer. He's a young keeper. I feel like they'll always play him. Like I say, they've had to have a really top goalkeeper to drop Millier. But what I do like, Danny, and you probably agree, up until the Millwall game, since that Sunderland game, they've protected him really well, haven't they? They've limited the amount of shots coming to Millier.
And that wasn't his fault against Millwall, and even a lot of people are saying, he could have saved it. He didn't see it.
Nah, Danny, I don't agree. Yeah, I agree with you. He couldn't do a lot with that. Come through bodies, didn't it? Hard and low to left hand. So it wasn't right in corner, no, which is why people are saying it, but it went across ground, mate. He had no chance.
Exactly. He's got players stuck in front of him and balls coming at the side of that player, and he can't see the side of him, so how's he going to save it?
No, exactly, put it exactly. So, Danny, I've got you in tonight, and I've got one half of the only Leeds bros joining us, so with a three-piece. So
Is it
here comes
Dillo?
Dillo. Here's Dillo. Hey up, Dillo. Look who we've got. Danny Rumsey.
Danny, how is things, pal?
And not bad, Dillo. How was you, Sean Dyche?
It's a shot, Dyche. I love it. Appreciate it, lads. I knew you wanted to defend me in the chat, you know. It's great to finally chat to you, Danny. How's things?
Really good, yourself.
Oh, good, man. All good. See, Matt, you just sent me a thing there. You jump on and said, yeah, no bother anything for it.
Yeah, I wanted you for one tonight.
The other half of the only Leeds broses, you know.
So right, let me just get into a couple of these comments from Michael, mate, who's been waiting in chat. Matty, I would have thought you would have tried to be peacemaker between the argument between Joe and Jared on Joe's podcast yesterday, but you sat back smiling here. It was so hard to get a word in edgeways, Michael, honestly.
I got my popcorn out, mate. I was like, yes.
Yeah, to be fair, me and Joe have had a few messages back and forth today, and he said he took it all in, in good banter. And he said, to be fair, he said the show went really well. He loved it. And yeah, it's one of them sometimes when Joe went off on it. We're just I was mesmerised just listening to what facts he reels out because he's so good with information and getting it out there. Like you say, we sit back, get your popcorn out, and enjoy on it, really, Danny.
It's happened before as well between them both. It's not the first time.
And it won't be the last.
No.
It won't be. Leeds simply have to be in the mix, just a few points behind the front two. Not like last season when Leicester and Ipswich were in double figures out of Leeds. Yeah, I agree. So like we said, Dillo, we're just touching, obviously, first time I've had Danny on. He's in chat all the time. He's an absolute legend of both, massive supporter of both channels. So I thought I'd get him in. Yeah, mate, number one.
He was our first fan.
Yeah, I think you're mine as well, to be fair. You're right up there. Yeah. Legend. So I thought I'd get him on today and we'd touch on previous games, how he feels on the whole, and then we'll touch on QPR. I don't think there's much to talk about with that really, but we'll touch on that before he goes. But yeah, so like we're saying, Dillo, we spoke yesterday on the final pint, even though I had a can of pop, which I'm disappointed about. I'll make sure on Sunday I've got a proper pint or vase of.
We'll let you have. We'll let it slide this time.
Yeah, I'll let this one go. But,
Yard of ale,
yeah. But Dillo, how are you feeling today? A couple of days for it to digest. We're going into QPR. Before we touch on QPR game, just how are you feeling in general about Leeds? Are you feeling more confident now? Are you still feeling a bit pissed off, or how are you feeling?
I'm not being big-headed. Like as I said, I could see that happening against Millwall, so I didn't really take much from it.
Yeah.
I would say pissed off, just more disappointed, let down by the lads. Not gonna beat up about it. Because on the other hand, for QPR, I feel it'll be a change in the system, But yeah, no, I didn't really kind of let it get to me during the week. Obviously, when the final whistle went, I wanted to smash me head off the wall about 500 times. But other than that, woke up the next day. Obviously, you think about it. You think about it going to bed. But yeah, I'm not too much beat over it. I think it was just one of these things that happens. Everyone's jumping the gun, worrying about it, Falcao, etc. Crazy, I think that's more the annoying aspect of it. Is people are saying unnecessarily, not reasonable, silly things. If I'm being completely honest, no offense to anyone, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I mean, but, a lot of people like you, Dillo, when you read comments before and doing channel, a lot of people, nearly everybody, nervy are going away to Millwall.
Yeah.
Yet the way the reaction is, it was like everyone expected us to batter them.
Yeah.
It's a strange one. Like I understand. You know what I thought? I thought we would batter them. Well,
there was a time, Matty, during the game where I had you on my shoulder, and I was trying to go your route, but my mind wouldn't let me. And then I was like, if Matty's right about this, I had the money there. I was bringing you in the missus for him. It was done for,
Do you know how I see it? I see it as if we'd have got a win against Sunderland and lost this one, the fans wouldn't have been as bad as what they were.
Well, that's a fair point. Would have been 2 points better off. Would have got a really good win away at Sunderland. Yeah, it maybe. I think the fact that happened at Sunderland and then we backed it up with a poor performance at Bristol City to then lose this way at Millwall. It's like just snowballing now, and it's a point now where this away form is looking a massive disaster. But like you rightly say there, Danny, Melier catches that ball, routine catch. We get 3 points there. We're 2 points higher up table, and that that snowball hasn't quite got as big as it. You know what I mean? If you
No.
start doing it Sunderland, so I totally agree with that, buddy. And it were quite funny yesterday. Obviously, been on Just Joe show how people think Sunderland are the best team in the league because they're top of the league, and I just cannot go along with that.
You see, I'm different. If whoever's top of the league at the minute is the best team in the league at the minute.
Oh, you're going to be Joe, and I'm going to be Joe. Let's have it, Danny. Let's have it.
No, I said at the minute. I didn't say the full season.
Yeah, it's one of them. You see, when you go with facts, which like Joe did, you never know, are you? Because factually, after 14 games, they're the best because they're top. But Joe's sort of like me, and he's going with the emotion. He's going with the generalisation of now Leeds are the best team in the league, which I think we'd all probably agree. Generally, we are probably got the best players and all that, and I just can't go along with Sunderland being the best team just because they're above us. When you look at the way we played against them, yeah, I think so, and I think a lot of it's a 50-50 split with that little bit. When you go, like you say, when you go off facts, you can't ever be wrong because it's facts. But there is a grey area here where the eye test, the knowledge of the players, the coach we've got, everything points to the fact that Leeds will be the best. But I think they generally are. Every game, I think they generally are the better side. I don't think we've been outplayed by it. Like we're saying, Dilo, I don't think I think in all 14 games, we've been the best side in all of them. That doesn't give you the damn right to win the game, though, does it? Sometimes it takes more than playing well.
Yeah, we didn't. No one outplayed us. Not at all. Like Burnley, we Solomon slipped to go up and score a goal. Yeah, we weren't defensively right. It was a counter attack, and they won. Yeah. But we were all over them in the game. And it's the exact same with Millwall the other day.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the better team won. They didn't no team kind of outplayed us.
No. They
just stuck to their plan the same way Burnley did, and they got the win, and it's as simple as that. But statistically, with better possession, better shots, with the ball more, we control the ball more chances than them. But we didn't win. That's it, though. That doesn't make Millwall, Burnley, or even Sunderland, if you want to throw them into the mix, better. We outplayed Sunderland as well. It was an error from Elliot. That's it.
I think when it comes to football, we are the best football inside in the league.
Yes, definitely.
I don't want to be a Millwall fan with 25% possession, winning 1-0 4 weeks in a row. And no fan does, because you'd agree with this, Danny. That's great form for Millwall. If Leeds were to win 4 games in a row, which is brilliant, but by 1-0, we would be slated by a massive.
I wouldn't be bothered if we won 1-0 every game. It's at 3 points.
Yeah, I'm not saying I would be, but a lot of the Leeds fans would be. We went to Cardiff and won 2-0, Danny. And
I know.
For a big proportionate fan base, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, generally, 1-0, 4 wins in a row is brilliant for Millwall, but for Leeds United, we'd still want more. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you would or not, a lot of fans would want more.
Would it be fair to say, though, that Leeds was, that game against Millwall was enjoyable to watch? What I'm going off here is exactly what you said, Mikey. Fans are wanting 3-0, 4-0,
yeah,
etc. But going back to just a solid 2 teams going out and going at it, where it's a 1-0 team, where it's more realistic, if that makes sense. Even though we grow hammer teams 3-0, don't get me wrong, but it's more of a competition. Would it be fair to say that? If, teams are like your Millwall or your Burnley, yeah, we're all over them, and then they go up and score a goal. They set out to do a game plan and they've done it. It's more, as you would say, football, as opposed to just going out winning 3-0 and then the second half then just, putting the guards up and going, yeah, we won 3-0, we're not really going to bar it go anymore. I think that's what the issue is, because me and you can agree with when it comes to the Bielsa's situation is, no matter how many goals we had, he was still going. I think that's what the issue is when it comes to Leeds fans, is that they're not, including myself as well, don't get me wrong, that when we do get 1 or 2 goals, 3 goals, we put the guards up and then that's it. Yeah. That's the way Fark plays.
Danny said before you came on, Dilo, that he thinks obviously it's a Farker tactic, that he really puts it down to reserving energy, trying not to go gun-ho and get more injuries. So Danny quite likes that approach, don't you, Danny? You quite like winning the game early and then just taking your foot off the brake. You agree with that, don't you, mate?
Yeah, it's out of going gung-ho. If we get more injuries now while we've still got players out, we're losing more players. What's the point in that? We might as well go gung-ho, go 2-0 up, 3-0 up, bring some youngsters on.
Yeah, I mean, that Plymouth game was the perfect example of that, wasn't it, Danny? That there, I think, would be, let's be fair, I can't disagree with that point. That would be the perfect situation for tomorrow. Try and win game by half time and bring some of these youngsters on and rotate that bench a little bit. My only thing is, obviously, I was at the Plymouth game and we were 3-0 up, and you pay your money. It's like 50 quid a ticket. You want to be entertained, and as much as I agree with that principle, Danny, I'd like him to maybe give it a bit more for maybe another 20, and then maybe go into game management mode, a bit like Joe mentions, for the last 30 maybe, or like last 20 minutes. I don't think we need to manage the game for 45 minutes, if you get what I mean.
I think it depends who we're playing.
Yeah, 100%.
If we're, say for example, we're 3-0 up against Burnley at half time, go out for the next 20 minutes and try to get another one, and then sit back. But if it's somebody like Plymouth, or you might as well just sit back. You might as well just sit back and.
Yeah, well, that was like a training exercise, that wasn't it? That was like attack defense. So I sort of get that one, mate. It could have, rather than subbing players, he could have probably taken 6 players off, and we still would have won that game. To be fair, well, it was
we didn't even need a goalkeeper. Medley could have just gone and sat.
Yeah, in all fairness, we didn't, mate. We didn't. Let me just get into this comment. Mark Sutherland, who works with me, it's always a tough game at the Den, but it's the same old Leeds. We have to take our chances, as always, get shots, but don't do enough away. I think Joseph would have been better starter. Let's get your thoughts on that, Danny. I think that's a great point. How do you feel about the Joseph Pirro debacle, and who do you think will start tomorrow, buddy? Great point, Mark.
Who do I think will start, or who do I want to start?
Both. Let's have both.
I think Pirro starts tomorrow, but I want Joseph to start.
What are your reasons for Joseph starting? Did you just prefer him, or do you think he's got better attributes?
No, because
likes to wind me up.
It's not that. He takes defenders away. You know what I mean? He runs into the towards the corner flags and stuff like that. Pirro, don't he just stands there like he's.
Yeah, like he's a lot more static, Danny.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
But if these two aren't scoring goals by January, I'll tell you something about Bamford will be in.
Don't, Danny. Honestly, you know what scares me? The things you say are usually about right, aren't they, Dillo? When Danny says a score, it's roughly about right.
No,
and
this is what I'm saying now. I'm going to have absolute nightmares tonight.
I can't go there, Danny.
I don't want him in, Matty. I don't want him in.
Don't see it then.
I can see it because of that run that we had in January last year. I can see him thinking, right, here goes, let's do it again.
I just think Danny is a year older. He's had a couple of injuries since that point. I don't even think he looks like he can move like he could even just 12 months ago for me. I don't know if you agree. I feel like when he comes on pitch now, he don't even look like he's got what he had 12 months ago, which wasn't a lot then. But
no,
I do sort of agree it could happen. I can't deny it.
Yeah, but
it worries
if
me.
If it happens and it works and we go up.
Oh yeah, mate.
That's what I was going to say there. Like Danny's right. Like I said it a while back, and I'm not going to say I'm a Bamford hater, but like everyone over the last couple of weeks, if they've been watching videos and saying what I was saying about Bamford, like it's just annoying seeing him going on a podcast and saying about Leeds fans and stuff, which I don't agree with. But if we're trying to get promoted this season, why would you put a negative impact on the club, regardless of whether you're talking about fans?
Yeah, but it's all right saying negative. The fans are still cheering him when he's playing in the stadium.
I know, definitely. But I mean, he's doing all these things instead of focusing on his injuries or his performance.
Yeah, but he's had that podcast. He's had that podcast for years. He's been doing it 2-3 years. He run the Leeds United podcast with it before that.
Yeah, it was Danny, but I feel like it was only in recent weeks when he mentioned about the hate from the fans, and I feel like when you start bringing that into it, when you're not performing, there's always going to be a section of the fan base who are like, "Come on now."
It's not that necessarily that I'm like annoying that he's doing it. It's more like maybe it's just me. He got relegated. He's still here. He's proven himself when he was with Bielsa. He scored great goals in the Premier League. It's like one last dance. That's the way I'm thinking maybe of a dreams and reality situation, a happy ending. Like, come on, Bamford, fucking finish it off for us. Do you know what I mean? Get yourself together and
Do you think Dillo with, because I actually think Pirro and Joseph. People say it's not working. Now I think it is working. It's just making sure you get the right one that starts. I think if we go back like 5 games, 6 games when Joseph starts, I think that tends to work. And if you combine both goals and assists of both people with neither of them being injured, we only play with one striker. I know Pirro sometimes plays in 10, but when you compare, when you add the two together, it's working. Sharing the minutes. I don't think Bamford gets a look in, but do you see a situation where Farke looks at it and goes, I'm not getting enough, and Bamford starts still? Or do you think that is a possibility, buddy?
Yeah, definitely. He's still there as a player. If he's fit and he's ready, he still has that experience.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, lads. I'd like to see it. I know we're messing with Danny there, but as I said, deep down, I know I slate him an awful lot. It's a redemption thing that I want. I want him to come back and prove everyone wrong. It's, think about it. It'd be a nice thing to see at the end of the year when we're all in Elland Road together as one unit lifting the cup and to see Bamford lift the trophy. Like that, and that he can contribute to it. Like he scored goals, he got us there in the important moments when he was needed. He'd finish on a high, wouldn't he? He wouldn't. If he does nothing for the rest of the season and we get promoted, everyone's just going to be like, yeah, go on, good luck.
Yeah.
It's just nice to see him go out on a high. That's what I'm trying to say.
Of course it would. I mean, Danny, you're expecting him to potentially coming in January. There's been rumours that he might leave in January. So do you not see him leaving because we've only got the 3 strikers? Do you think we'll keep him anyway?
Them rumours are done by Football Inside. I won't even listen to that.
I won't trust them as far as you can throw them. Which
no, no, I won't even listen to it.
That's fair. Let's get into comments from Michael. Michael, great to see new Leeds content creators adding their insight about Leeds United. Welcome to the Leeds community, guys. Really appreciate that, Michael. We're loving this time out with Dillo.
Loving it.
Look at this. Danny was a regular on the Disabled podcast with Stu and Lee, as well as the Jess podcast.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that, Danny? Tell us a bit about that.
So I was with Jess up until about a few months back. Actually, I took a bit of time out, because of our laugh and stuff. So, and then I won with Stu and Lee Disabled team. Before that,
is that Leeds-based content or?
Yeah, Leeds.
All right, I didn't even know.
Mm.
Never heard of it. Have you heard of that, Dillo? You heard of that podcast now?
No.
I might have to look into that. Give him a bit of
Definitely.
Yeah, too right. And then this is Farke's best start to a season in the Championship that also includes his time at Norwich. Farke's team, usual best run of form is usually the second half of the season with Norwich. Yeah, this is why I keep harping on about I'm not too concerned about some of these losses or draws we've had, because when I generalise the season and I look at the facts, and the facts are like, you can't really argue with the facts, like I said earlier, and he gets you 90 points, and I'll say that all season. I'll do everyone's head in with that, and I do believe he'll get that again. I mean, Jeremy had a good point yesterday that last season, to emulate last season after some of these performances we've had, we've got to go on a decent record-breaking run again, like we did last year, to get to that 90 points, and I understand that, but I do believe we've got it in us to go 10, 12, 13 games unbeaten. We just did 8 unbeaten. I know we had quite a few draws in there, but I do think this side's capable of winning 6 or 7 on bounce. How do you see that, guys?
I can see it, like you said there, start January, we'll go on that 13-game winning run again. That's it. We'll blow teams out of water.
Is that when you see it turning, Danny, after Christmas? Because that's notoriously when Farke turns the heat up. Is that what you think?
Yep.
Yeah. About you, Delo?
As long as we can keep within points distance of the top lot, January comes, he'll turn it on, that'll be it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I have to agree as well. I think Christmas will be the bit of time when Leeds going to give it the proper stepping stone. It'd be nice to see as well around January if he's going to bring someone in. Probably not likely, but who knows. And then, as well as that, you're talking Ramazani back as well. You're going to get more out of players that are injured and stuff. It's be good to see. But by then, I'd say it'd be a 13 run as well, give or take. Just after Christmas.
It's one of them, innit? With Christmas being such a congested period of time, with so many games and difficult fixtures at that time of year, like Danny said, it's imperative we keep that gap. Don't get me wrong, Danny. We could be clear of self at that point, which I think we will be. But like you say, you can't get cut adrift, and around Christmas time, you can easily create a gap or get left behind because there's so many games in such a short space. So I totally get your point there, buddy.
Yeah, and going to what Dillo's just said about January, if we do sign anybody, there'll be 1 or 2 players. I don't think we'll get many.
Well, it's not Leeds' way, is it, Danny? We don't do it, do we? It's frustrating
No.
as a Leeds fan. You know, a lot of other clubs get that exciting deadline day, don't the lads? And we're
Yeah,
always
well,
waiting.
we probably will, but it'll probably be the last day or an hour before.
I think it'll go to where we are in league. If we're still in top 3 or 4, I don't think we'll get anybody.
I agree. You know how I think they'll look at it? 49ers will look at it and go, do we believe this side, say 1st of January, look at, say we're top or we're second, do we believe this side will get promoted? If they genuinely say, yeah, we will get promoted, they won't spend a penny. Because what's the point? They'll only spend if there's a bit of a gap and they feel like that needs, you know, because they could sign someone in January, we could go up and, it may be surplus to requirements in Premier League. It might not be at that level. So I think they'll look at it, and if they're worried we're not going to go up, they'll bring someone in. But we know
like they did with Connor Roberts.
Yeah.
We were 17 points behind Leicester. We brought him in and we brought it back.
Yeah, we did, to be fair. And with that as well, we had to with Jed Spence coming in, but they had to make that call. They didn't have a way with that. But what you've got to remember as well, in January, it'll be like getting a new signing when Ampadu comes back.
Yeah, but it's all right in them saying he's back in January and he's back on grass now. All it takes is something to happen now, and he could be out a bit longer. So I don't think till January till I see him in a lead shirt.
Oh, you always err on that side of caution, Danny. I love it, honestly. I love it because I'm so like, we'll get Ampadu back and that'll be great. And you're just like, Matty, calm down, bring it in, tone it in.
Yep.
You're the yin to my yang, Danny.
You need to tone it in because I've been a Leeds fan for 38 years. I'm 43 years old. I've gone through it. That's why if we lose, it's like a normal day. If we win, it's like a normal day.
Yeah.
Used to it.
That's fair. Let's go. Michael here put Rodon and Nonto on 4 yellow cards, 1 booking away from suspension. They're gonna get him. Hopefully they don't get him for the same game. I was quite happy.
I actually thought one of them had got one at Millwall game.
Yeah, I did. I thought Rodon would get one. You know, I thought Rodon were gonna get one. But to be fair, they sort of leveled out all right. You know, the Firpo and the Bogle one. If they'd have got them on the same game, that would have been a struggle. I mean, he'd probably have to play Schmidt, to be fair, wouldn't he? That, you know, which he clearly didn't want to do. But
because do you know what I'd have done? I'd have put Dan James at left wing back.
At right wing back, maybe.
Right wing back and
Byron at left. Yeah. To be fair, mate, Dan James would make a decent right wing back. I can't lie. He can bomb up and down there all day, can't he? But to be fair, out of the 2 that are on yellows, I think Nonto, it would be a big miss. You know, he's not exactly firing at the minute, but in that front line, I know we've got injuries. We'd probably be okay. Rodon, if he picked up a yellow right now, who would come in for Rodon? Do you think? Do you think it would be Gulavoji? Would he drop in?
Well, it depends. We don't know how close Warber is, do we?
We don't, but he's about to go on international duty, so you know he'll come back cropped.
Not necessarily.
I hope not. Yeah, I hope not.
But for me, it'd be Gulavoji.
Yeah, it will be the same. I think it's right for Warber to go in international duty. He needs minutes in his legs.
Yeah.
He's going to make any sort of.
Who's that, Voba?
Yeah.
But he's the only one that I think should go. You know, the rest of them should be locked away somewhere, not being, you know.
Honestly, I can't remember last time Dan James went and didn't come back with some sort of. I feel like Dan James always gets a knock for Wales.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something in my head that's not really there, but I feel like he usually comes back with a little knock.
Well, did you hear Bellamy's thing about playing Dan James for Wales?
No, what's he said, Danny?
So they'd interviewed Bellamy about Dan James. Yeah, if it's into my squad, he's got the pace. I need a player like that for pace. And then they said, well, he's only just come back from injury for Leeds. He's only played a couple of games. He went, no, probably play both 90 minutes.
It's an hard, isn't it? Because Dan James will want to represent his country, which is fair. We'd all want to represent our country if we were footballers. And Bellamy's going to want to play James. He's probably one of the most talented players they've got. Yeah, he don't care about Leeds United, does he? So it's. Yeah, I just feel like sometimes we need to be a bit more ruthless. Remember Fergie back in there? For them, he'd just say you're not going. And
yeah, but you can't do that now.
I know
that
you can't.
Rules have changed.
Oh, have they? Right, okay.
Yeah.
More than me, buddy. But
at one point, you could say, "Oh, they've got an injury," you know, and they didn't have one. You know, leave them out for. Oh, they've got an injury. He's got, but no internationals coming up now. That if they've got to go if they're called up.
Oh, that's pony rule, isn't it? Another pony rule added to football rules. Rubbish. Sounds like Ampadu was ahead of schedule already doing he has said that. He said he's above schedule. He should do anyway. He's a fit lad, and
but it's all right. It's all right being ahead of schedule now.
just let us have it, Danny. He's doing well. Let us have it. He's fine. He's wrapped up somewhere in bubble wrap. It's a Friday night. He's laid at home with bubble wrap all over his body, thinking, Danny thinks I'm going to get injured. I'm going to fucking show him. He's chilling. Honestly, he's watching this now with Ampadu, and he's having a right good time, mate.
Yeah.
Good.
Ampadu.
Do.
Come on,
Plays in yellow, white, and blue.
Ampadu.
Do.
He will break your leg.
To the right.
Yeah, Danny, this is a place to be, my mate. Right, anyway, let's move on to the reason we're supposed to be here. Anyway, 35 minutes in, the QPR game tomorrow, which I am going to, which I am thoroughly excited to. I'm not trying to rub it in Dillo. I know you'd want to be there with me.
Yeah, definitely rubbing it in. 100% rubbing it in.
I'm not, mate. I promise you. But yeah, I'm excited for it. But yeah, it's. I can't get. I'm getting Plymouth vibes. Am I right to get them?
I'm glad
you are.
Not even that. I think we're going to beat them, and I think we're going to beat them comfortably. But just the way they are as a team, you think the way it's going to go. You know, as we saw at Millwall, and I know it's at Elland Road, anything can happen in football. But in terms of what they're going to bring, I'm getting Plymouth vibes. I don't see them having many chances. I feel like we'll have the ball. Do you agree on that sentiment?
Do you know we've actually played better when we've had less of the ball than what we have when we've had more of the ball?
We haven't had many games like that this season. No, last season we did. I remember last season when we had games where possession were a lot more even. We could catch them on counter. This season we haven't tended to do it that much, but I do agree that in certain games it wouldn't be a bad decision to deploy those tactics. You know what I mean?
Just sit back that couple of extra yards and let them come at you and then catch them. 100%. But for me, don't forget we played QPR last season with Rutter and all that lot, and we only won 1-0.
Yeah, fair. How do you see it, Dilo?
Yeah, I said I'm confident about this one. I think it's the slump is over. I think.
Wait till you hear my score.
I think Fark will give them a kick up the hole. Certain players there need to pull up the socks. But it's a question to be have. Going back to the Pirro and Joseph situation. And it's also a question to be had about Solomon coming in. But I think we'll win. I think we'll win comfortably. Yeah, that's where we are with that. I can see 3 points. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've done a bit of research tonight, not much, but they've got 6 or 7 players out. They've got Ilias Chairs out. We all know
He's not.
He's out for weeks. I've just read, mate.
Nope. I've been on a QPR podcast tonight. He's back.
No, mate. I literally read 2 hours ago they posted that he's out for weeks.
No, according to them on podcast, he's did a late fitness check today. He's back.
You like the Grim Reaper, Danny? I love you, but my God, you just done me there. I was buzzing with that. I read that. I'm like, can't wait to tell lads this. If they don't know he's out, he's out.
No, he's back.
Right. Well, what you can't change is the 23rd in the league, Danny. Right. And they've only scored 12 goals in 14 games, conceding 23. They've only won 1 this season. I think they've got 6 or 7 draws. But what I will say is
that means they're going to come. That means they're going to come at Elland Road and beat us 1-0, and
yeah. Who knows? But on the flip side, yeah, for all the bad form, they've played away to Burnley, Sheffield United, and Luton. I know Luton aren't playing that well, but you know, Burnley, Sheffield United, and Luton, all the relegated sides, and they've drawn against Burnley, drawn against Sheffield United, and beaten Luton all the way from home. So that when I looked at the fixtures and the form, it's shocking. But against the big boys away from home, they've actually got some good results there.
Yep.
I don't see them scoring a goal, and I don't see Leeds not scoring a goal.
I agree with you. I can't see QPR scoring.
I mean, I think Darren said 3-1, but I can't see them scoring. So my prediction is 4-0, like I said on the final point. I think we're going to hammer them. What's your prediction anyway, Danny?
1-0 Leeds.
Thank God you said that. And you said 3-0, didn't you?
I said 3-0, yeah.
And you still stick to that, yeah?
I'm sticking to that, yeah.
Matty, I'd change yours to 3 because Farker won't let us score over 3, so there's no point having 4.
I know. I say 3-0 every home game normally, but I just keep going that way. I keep pushing.
Do you know what it is though? You're like me, you, and Darren now are really like have to think about it because someone is gonna be in the hardship challenge.
I know.
You know, like imagine the last day of the season and it's neck and neck You know, at the end, whoever has the most wins.
And just think, if I was in that, I'd be winning.
You would be winning, mate. You're nowhere near. You're nowhere near the hot seat, Danny.
You're probably
You're nowhere near. I'll tell you what we'll do. If the three of us, get. Well, imagine none of us get scores right all season, which, to be fair, we've been quite pants so far. Danny's got to choose which one does our chip challenge.
Yeah.
Rather than all three of us doing it, Danny can pick one of us.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
If it's a tie, you know what I mean? If there isn't a loser at the bottom.
But the loser, so if I'm only picking one, the loser's got to do the other two's hot chip as well. So it'll be 3 hot chips you got to do straight one after each other.
Oh, Danny, you'll kill me, man.
You're a flamer. You're an absolute
That'll kill me altogether. The camera and all will just melt at the heat.
Dillow's an out. She's like eating a jalapeno.
Oh, man. Easy's back in the house. Hey up, Easy. Thanks for your comments on last video as well, mate. Appreciate it. With Farker's cautious tactics, I don't have any faith at all against QPR. Surely, Easy, you've got to. I know what you mean. I know you're not a fan of Farker.
For someone, Matty, like you, that's so confident, you're getting a lot of negativity here. I'm not liking it.
It's really hard, mate. I'm just going to push beyond it, mate. I'm just
I know the way that you're just still there going, no, lads.
Still beaming.
Mark has this, we're going to win. We're going to.
Do you think he makes any changes?
Yeah, I think.
There's a question to be had, anyway.
I think Joseph and Solomon comes in. I know Easy wants the only change Easy wants on Saturday is a new manager to dug out, don't you, Easy? I sort of get your comment there, Easy, with the cautious tactics, and it has been boring football. We've only had like little pockets of time, haven't we? Little 20-minute spells where we've looked like sublime, like opening 10 minutes against Watford, we looked really good, and we're having these moments. We haven't really put a full 90-minute performance together what's wowed anyone yet. I'd say the Sheffield United one, which you went to Dillo, is probably the best we've sort of got. We've probably gone past through a few more gears in that game than we have every other game. But I just feel like we could win 5-0 tomorrow, 5-0 week after. There's still people out there who question, because I think with you, Easy, I think you question the long-term appointment of Daniel Farke. You question whether he can do it beyond this season as well. And I've read comments where you've said that, and I sort of agree with that. But because I also think we're going to go up, and I know we're going to go up. I can't really give Farke any stick, and maybe that's on me. Maybe I'm just too confident with that. But because I envisage us being in the Premier League this next season, I can't give him anything but flowers so far because we're in the mix. And I do agree we should be beyond the mix. We should be leading the mix, and we're not quite there yet. But
you see, I don't look at it like that. We're not in the Premiership yet. Why are we thinking about the Premiership?
And do you think, Danny, he'll get us to the Premiership, and then we'll worry about it then? Do you believe Farke gets us there?
I don't think we'll win league. I think we'll finish second.
But we'll get promoted.
Yeah.
Does it bother you that we get second, or
no? We've already won that. We've already won that trophy. What do we want it again for?
Oh no, I get. Well, we'd love it again, Danny. Come on, we'd love it again. Well,
yeah.
More people will just say we just want to get out of the league. But if we finish second, it's an achievement. It's what they're set out for. But there'll still be people say Farke out because he should have got first. You know what I mean? And I think
top two for me.
Dillo. People will think if we get second, people will still slate him.
Yeah, no, definitely. I know. Yeah, the reason why I'm just it's a bit annoying. Like I'm not necessarily saying. Going back to what Danny said. Like we're winning championship here. Yes, the aim is to get promoted, but we're worried about the Premier League is when we're in it. Whether the Farke is the man for the job, who knows? Time will tell. I completely say like if we do get promoted and Farke is the man to get us to do it, which he will be, and we are in the Premier League, the club has to back him. The club will have to completely give what he wants, when he wants, and how he wants. No one has given him that opportunity. And then who knows? You never know. In the next 5 years, we could be in Europe.
Hopefully.
That's a major statement, but I'll be thinking about that. We concentrate on what Danny said on the championship.
I saw a Leeds fan say, if we go up next season, he wants us to finish in top 10 next season. I said to him, are you stupid?
Crazy talk.
I said, if we finish above relegation, I'm happy.
And that's all Leeds will want for the first couple of years, Danny.
Yeah.
That's all Leeds will want. They'll get 17 for first year, definitely. Not that we will. Not that we'll want that, but you'd take it before the ball kicked, wouldn't you, just to have that?
Too right, I would.
You need to have that to build on, don't you? You know what I mean?
The more years you're in the Premiership, the more money you get.
Yeah, of course you do. And your squad thickens out with more talent as well, doesn't it? You know what I mean? You end up with a more rounded squad of Premier League quality. But yeah, trying to bring this to Michael, I don't think there are really any outstanding teams in the league. Leicester, Southampton. We've all said this, haven't we, lads? That we all know the league isn't as good as it has been.
But it's all right. It's all right saying that. We've got to go out on the pitch and do it. You know what I mean? It's all right as going for 90-point trophy. This season, we're going to be going for best team in league trophy. You know what I mean? We've not got no right to go up at all. We've got to go out there and do it. We've got to earn it.
No, I agree. I've said this before. Like, I think everybody sort of expected Leeds to go out and blow everyone away this year and create that gap, and we may still do that. And like I said last night on Joe's show, maybe it's just the case that we're not as good as what we hoped we all thought we were going to be. And maybe we just get over the line and just do enough. And maybe that maybe that's the thing that we all agree will go up. Maybe we just aren't going to hammer it like we thought we were. Maybe just got to tone it down a little bit and just think we'll get there, but it's just not going to be as good as what we thought. Because I really did think we'd smash it, and that's just a bit narrow-minded of me. Something probably I've got to work on when it comes to how I feel about his club and come down to reality sometimes. Because it's like you said, Dilo, there's a very Leeds tag there, and I seem to just dismiss that Leeds tag. I dismiss it all the time. Give over, it's nonsense. It's not there. It's in your imagination that bit, but it's not.
It is there.
It is
it's there. It's so down low inside you. That's why you're always. I love the confidence, mate. I do, and I wish I could be like that. And you get me pumped. And one of these days, well, you have done it. One of these days, though, whether it could be the last game of the season to go up, and I'm going to be nervous, and you're going to be positive. You're going to be there beside me when it really, really matters. And that's when we will go up, and that's when I'll say, I should have listened to you from day one. That's when I'll give you your flowers and say, you're right all along, But I still do think we're going to go up. I still think we're going to go win the trophy. And, we're definitely the best team in the league, 100%.
Yeah, we are.
Time will tell. We need to get the players like Ramzani, Amadou, Gruev, get a full squad in there, and I think we can really start proving not only to the league but to ourselves and the board what are right for this.
100%. See, let's face it, we have the squad. What does it gets on my nerves is fans turning the players. Players don't know the tactics. Yeah, I know. It's just very not negative, really. I suppose he's a little bit negative. He just really likes the art of defending more than attacking. For me, I think there's Farker. You know what I mean? And that controlling it game. It's one of them. You see, right? When we had Jesse Marsh in charge, he didn't want the ball. Jesse Marsh wanted the opposition to have the ball, press them into oblivion, win the ball high up, and score within 2 or 3 passes. And I hated that ball. I hated it. Now we've got someone who likes to control and have the ball and control the game. And nearly every single game this season, we will control the game. We'll dictate the pace of it, which sometimes is slow, which is fucking annoying. Because when we play fast tempo, we are unplayable at this level. I just feel like I'd rather watch a team that has the ball and controls it and maybe loses 1-0 odd game or 0-0 the odd game than have a Jesse Marsh in charge. We ain't getting the results and we're not got the football. At least I'm seeing my team pass the ball around and, there'll be odd game outcomes of it, but it's only going to be every 5 or 6 games we might come unstuck rather than just not having. When you ain't got the ball, you can't fucking score. And under Jesse Marsh, I hated that football, and that's like the alternative side to it, isn't it? You know what I mean? When you look at it like that, but maybe I'm talking shy. I don't know.
I've noticed something, right? If we play fast, we miss more chances.
We miss more. You reckon that composure goes?
Yeah, because you're going too quick. You know what I mean? Where if you're passing it about and that, I think we've scored more goals when we've been passing it about than what we have when we've gone too quick.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think we create the chances when we play quicker, and then, like you say, it's up to players then whether they, in that moment, Danny, whether they can slow it down in the brain and slot it away. With sometimes we've seen it pass with Dan James when he's playing a bit too quick. He can't quite slow it down enough to finish it. We've seen with Patrick Bamford in past, Joseph this season. For me, I think we play better quicker, but I do agree that we miss a lot of big chances, Danny, and that might come down to what you've just said.
Yep.
Going on Michael's today, guys. What are your plans for this podcast going forward? Do you plan to get sponsors? Go down the Patreon route, watch alongs for away matches. Well, watch alongs. It's not something I'm probably going to do personally, but I have said to all the Leeds bros they should do it, especially with an Ireland not being able to get to many home games. And you've sort of said it's a possibility you may look into it.
With me, maybe me and Darren did do a watch along, a pre-recorded, and it was real dead. The game was dead, so it was just kind of hard. Do you know what I mean? To find that kind of.
At the moment, doing watch alongs, I think you need a few extra people in chat, just to keep it going well. Well, if a game is dead.
You think when Joe does it, he's got that many people in chat. It works perfectly for Joe, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch along and you've only got 3 or 4, it's probably not going to be the best. You're always competing with Joe when it comes to watch along because he does them all the time. So
well, it'd be like going to a pub to watch Leeds, and you're getting other different views. So yeah, to be fair to Danny, it would be a bit more upbeat and less boring, as you would say. My kind of, not fear for me, but my reason to kind of not do it would be because I get very aggro.
Look, if you're ever going to do it, don't worry about your swearing and stuff online because you're not monetized yet, so don't worry about it.
I wouldn't be that. It would be just genuine and just make a tick of myself because I get so angry. Probably making a tick of myself in this, but what about it? But just the aggro situation of it.
I mean, when it comes to like Patreon routes and that, I mean, I haven't really thought about it, Michael. To be fair, it's just a hobby. It's something fun, and if anything like that comes later down the line, it comes. But I aren't really looking at that. I mean, sponsorship wise,
I'll be into that.
If a sponsor comes in for you, sponsor it, but the Patreon route, I think you lose a lot more of your natural people. I think a lot of them, you know what I mean? Right, no offense to Connor, but he's got too many things going at once. He's got his Patreon, he's got, you know what I mean?
He has. It's one of them you see with Patreon. You're selecting certain material, aren't you, for them only?
Yeah.
For a small chunk of change. And for me, if I've got something to say, I just want to come on and say it on one. I don't want to have to think, right, I'll keep that for that. And I just want, I want to be organic and just be myself. And so when it comes to a Patreon, I would not think that would be for me. When it comes to sponsorship, yes, but I mean, I work for a company, I'm a data technician, and they've already expressed an interest in potentially sponsoring the channel. Not that I get much from it.
No.
Potentially, maybe 2 or 3 times a season, I'll have the opportunity for hospitality tickets that I can raffle out for subscribers. Which is something I might look into. But whatever comes of it, basically, Dillo, it's just we've made friendships between ourselves. Danny is now a friend. Sean's in chat quite a lot. Michael, you're now a friend. Easy, you're now a friend. Like it's just. It helps my mental health as well. As I've spoken here, I'm massive on mental health. I know you are, Dilla. I know you are, Danny, and we're going to have an episode soon as well on my ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I love it. Like, I went upstairs about last night, she's nodded off because she's up early, and I'm itching to get online. Like, it's like, right, I'm going to go down and have an hour now with Danny and Dilla, and I just love it. So, I haven't really asked about all that side of it, Michael, but thanks for asking anyway, pal. I know that's the route a lot of people go, but my intentions are just really just chatting and being myself.
I would be into the sponsorship deal, but for my reasons, not for.
Whatever you do, don't get Dan's internet to a sponsor you, will you?
Yeah, we'll see what comes of it. Let's look at this. What's on here now? Michael said second place teams now get a trophy and medal in the championship. Yeah, they do actually, don't they?
Yep.
Easy B. Parker may win the league, but we all know he'd get us relegated. 49ers are not going to build a Premier League team around Farker, knowing full well they have to sack him. It's a weird one.
I don't think they sack him.
I'm not saying they'll sack him, but I agree with the sentiment that he will get us up this season. And there will definitely be an element of doubt, Danny, in the 49ers' head that he can keep up. But if they were to sack Farker after getting promotion, they'd lose faith. I'd lose faith in that as a backing because I'm a firm believer that you've got to give someone a fair crack at whip. And if I did well at work and someone else got the fruits of my labour, I'd be fuming. And just as an honest
You know,
man, he's got
if I were 49ers and he's taken us up, I'd back him, got him his players in that he wants, give him till Christmas. If he's not done by Christmas, bump, gone, see you.
Yeah, and people say that might be too late because you've lost a chunk of season there, but you can't. Do I think he will get sacked in the next couple of years when we go up? Yeah, potentially, yeah. Because they're going to want to be pushing on year after year, and if we stagnate, whether that's what they want, I reckon Farker won't see beyond maybe a year and a half in the Premier League. I believe that. Because he's great for us at the level we're at now, and you go up and you stay up and then push on again. And maybe he ain't got that. We'll find out in a year or two, won't we? But I definitely know what we all know what the 49ers are like. The shrewd businessmen. They'll be looking at that. They've probably already got a list of people potentially in 2 or 3 years who are doing well now. Young managers, coaches we've never heard of. Might be looking now, thinking we'll keep tabs on him. These things will be happening. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry in here.
Well, I'm wondering, if something could be happening with Farker because that Greta Steinson has gone from his role at the club to a different role.
Right. Yeah, I read something about that yesterday. Yeah, early today.
And he was Greta Steinson were working for Farker, wasn't he, or above?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well. United content creator mentioned last season at the league level is even stronger than when they were last. Yeah, we've had Ipswich fans, haven't we? Apologise and saying you were right when this season, and it's that gap's just massive, isn't it? I mean, I do believe the bottom 6 or 7 of the Premier League, and maybe not this season, but like last season, especially the top 3 or 4 of the Championship, there did much difference. But I do think to get beyond 16, 15 in Premier League. You've got to be doing really well in terms of recruitment to break out of that section of that league when you get promoted. It's going to be definitely difficult, and I would say maybe it's just I'm a Leeds United fan and I'm ultra positive. I think out of everyone who's in the Championship this year, when we go up, we'd be the one best suited for staying up. Maybe I'm just deluded. I reckon we'd be the best suited. Do you agree?
I think we are, because I'm glad we didn't go up last season. I think it'd have been too early.
But would you, arguably, you'd say we had more Premier League players last season because 3 of them are in Premier League now, don't they?
Yeah, I know, but 2 of them aren't playing.
Yeah, fair. They'd be playing if they were at Leeds, though. They'd be getting more game time.
Yeah.
I mean, the players have gone to high-end Premier League sides, maybe all bar, some of them will be fair because they are, but they've gone to teams that are wanting Europe and beyond, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they're not playing, but yeah, let's have a look at some more of these. Oh, what's this say? I totally disagree with Delo. The fact Farke gets us promoted only means he achieved what he was brought in to do. The same as the players who will let go when we are promoted.
A lot of these players that we've got now if we go up, won't be in the club next season.
Won't be in the club or starting lineup?
Won't be in the club.
Who do you think wouldn't be?
Byron for one, Medley, Bamford, Joffe.
To be fair, Danny, that's a few players, but they are fringe players.
Yeah, not all of them are fringe players. Who else will there? I think Solomon won't be there, but he's not ours anyway. Rothwell, he won't be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're going to have to spend, if we go up next season, we're going to have to spend around to try to stay in that league, around about £200 million.
That ain't going to happen, though, is it?
Nope.
That ain't going to happen, buddy. That ain't going to happen. You'd be looking at spending maybe 50 million and trying to bring in some Ramazan. You got to think it's not what you spend; it's who you spend it on. Look at Ramazan.
Yeah.
What is 7 million, rising to 11 around that mark?
Yeah.
10 million?
Oh, look at Tanaka.
Tanaka 3. That's got to be the best shout there below.
100%. I sold Qpr for 8 million.
5 million in bank and spend 3 on Tanaka. Absolute world signing. Absolute world signing.
That's like when you order a Chinese and they put extra in the bag.
Yeah.
Do you really think Farke's tactics sitting on lead will really work in the Premier League? No, I don't. And we won't have the league that much in the Premier League, but we'll worry about that easy then. You know what I mean? And
I don't think he'll sit on a leading Premiership.
we won't have lead many times in the Premier League, mate. We're a newly promoted team. You won't happen a lot.
Yeah. I don't think we'll win many games anyway.
Right, it's one of them. I get your point, Easy. Like I really do. I don't think he'll last too long in the Premier League. I don't think he'll be our manager more than a season and a half in the Premier League. And you'll say that's too long. Time will tell.
They've got to back him.
I do think he's got to adapt. We've said about Bielsa. You know, some managers are just so, you know, focused on their. He says it all the time. The way he plays is the way he plays, and I think, you know, we should change it up for certain teams. Different teams, you know, upon different challenges and different obstacles, and we tend to just play the same way, which is why we're struggling away from home for me. Mark Sutherland says Donald's better on the right. I think 70 minutes on the other side down than James on. That's what we spoke about.
Nando on the right.
Too right. I mean, we all said that Donald's better on left a year or so ago. It turns out he isn't, and you know his form slips is moving on to left. I think with Ramazani being out and Solomon obviously being injured and not up to speed as of yet, he's had to try Nonto out there, and it's just not worked for him.
But there's another one for striking position for you, Joseph and Peru out working. We could try Nonto.
Not me. Nonto, I think down the middle. I think more as a 10, but he has played as a false 9 for Italy as well.
He's played striker for Italy as well.
He can play anywhere in that front pocket, Nonto, can't he?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like being out wide maybe isn't his best position. I think down middle, I think is a 10, but it's a good shout, mate. It's definitely something.
Do you feel like that there's a lot of experiment you could do with the team?
For me, Solomon on left. I'd prefer him at 10.
Yeah, again, you know what it is? I think Aronson's done. Some people say he's not doing that well. I think since he's come back, he's overperformed what I expected of him, if I'm honest. Because what we saw of him last time towards the back end of that season, he was shite. After a really positive start. But I know it was a different standard, Danny. I
think we're more in games this season with having Aronson there than what we were when we had Rowe.
100%. You know, he don't lose the ball as much. He's a little bit risky. He doesn't try as much as Rowe does. So he's not gonna give you that wow moment. He's also not gonna frustrate you as much because he isn't losing the ball as much. You know, going to home games, Rowe would lose the ball a hell of a lot, but he come up with some magic, which is that little bit of sparkle that we're missing this season. But because Aronson's playing so well in there, Danny, he's not allowing us to try Solomon or Nonto and people like that in 10, when I actually think in certain games they may be a better option.
And playing 10 last season, he were more playing defence more or less because he were getting the ball from the defenders and running with it, where Aronson's further up the field. He's not coming back and doing the Rutter job. So that's why we're better at attacking with Aronson in there than what we were with Rutter.
Yeah, fair. All these comments now because they're really adding up now. Agree. Sean, hey up, Sean, mate. Hope you well. Agree, not a fan of the fitness style. Yeah, me neither. Mental health is the most important thing. Yeah, I agree, Sean. Hopefully, he'll tune in for me when I do more episodes on it. It's a man talking about, as you know.
Up to Sean, lad.
Yeah, top guy. I feel the 49ers are ruthless. Yeah, that's where Easy's coming from. He can see it happening. I can see it happening. Will be ruthless. I don't think sentiment comes in with too much of them. I could see us getting promoted and them making a change. If they don't think Farker's going to keep us up, they will make the change without even giving them a chance. But I don't like that, and I hope they don't. I don't think they will, but there's definitely a conversation there. If in life, right, it's a chance. And if you, in your heart of hearts, don't believe something's going to happen, or you believe someone's going to turn sour before it does, sometimes you act on it, don't you? You'll never know if it's the right call or not.
Yeah.
It was greener, but I definitely think, you know, in business, you know, there's no sentiment in business. They could pull the plug on Farke and get promoted. We've seen it happen in the past. We've seen Sheffield Wednesday when they went from League One, the Championship. Is it Moore?
Moore, yeah, Darren Moore.
Sat down and Moore. You know, at the time, it's like, what? Sometimes these things happen. You don't believe you can progress. I understand it. I don't think they'll do it. Why back him if the law of averages he would be failure? Rather back him on it. Yeah, we touched on that. Yeah, I can see your point.
Right. So, all right. If we get rid of Farker, then I want a manager that's already managed in the Premiership. I don't want a manager that's never done it.
Yeah, if they sack Farker based on the fact that he's going to struggle in Premier League, go out and get as a Champions League manager then.
Well, no, you want somebody that's managed in the Premiership. You don't want a Champions League one because they've never done it in thing. You can't guarantee they're going to do it. You want somebody that's already done it in the Prem.
Paul Heckingbottom's been in Prem.
Yeah, I'm on about a manager.
Lads, we are fans, we're emotional. The 49ers are businessmen. There's no emotion in decision-making process. No one league level manager. Yeah. Mark Sutherland. Any chance of Archie coming back? Zero.
Rumours are right.
No.
Back on loan. I don't think it will happen, but like come January, if he's not getting gameplay, as much as he should, it wouldn't be bad of a show to come back.
Who'd have thought Spurs would have been playing him as a centre back?
Yeah, it's credit to him that he's actually slotted in there and done well. A lot of people don't think he's been playing much, but I think he's played all 3 European
games.
90 minutes.
He played last night against Galatasaray.
I hope he got stuck in.
They got beat 3-2.
So honestly, mate, I don't pay attention to any results anywhere. So I know you guys probably love football more than me, but I
do, but I'll be the same.
Yeah, I didn't even know they played last night. I'm really interested until we get there. But yeah, I mean, Archie, I think it's been blown out of proportion. It's a really easily lazy link to me.
Yeah,
really lazy to just think, yeah, I'll come back to Leeds.
If he comes back, he don't get in this team anyway.
No, he don't. He wouldn't. He ain't going to start in midfield, and he ain't going to play over Bogle at right back, which is crazy, because he were playing last season. And if he'd have stayed, he'd have found a place from this season. We don't need him this season. And like I say, he is playing games. He's played both. I think the cup games he's played. Come off a bench. He's played for the age he is, Danny. He's played enough games. To be fair, he's played more than what people are realising. I think.
Do you know the reason why I think he left?
Why?
Because I think he wanted midfield spot, and I think Farkas told him, no, you're going to be right back.
Well, maybe. Well, he's now a centre half, isn't
he? Yep.
Which is funny. All of these balls, I assume this is Darren, since we've got Dillo here.
Yeah.
Darren, I hope is he flying back tonight? Hope your flight goes well.
I think he should be home by now.
I hope it's delayed.
Always delayed.
Who's he flying with? Ryanair? Probably will be.
Yeah, probably is Ryanair. I actually don't know.
Good little panel tonight. Cheers, Darren, mate. Yeah, we're enjoying it. Michael, when Leeds were in the Premier League, Brighton, Newcastle, Fulham, Forest were all struggling teams. Relegation, Forest, Brighton now. Yeah, well, it goes to show what you can do when you've got the right people in the boardroom, doesn't it, lads?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we believe we've got the right people in the boardroom now?
Yeah.
Hello?
Time will tell.
Yeah, I need a little bit more time. I believe we have. I also believe we did have last time, and they were absolute clowns. So, yeah. That's all I've got to say on that one. The time will tell. Time will tell. Farker said he won't change his tactics. Why on earth from the 49ers? Farker, Danny. Want to respond, Danny?
Well, I think Farker said he won't change his tactics. Why? Why are they going to back him? Because they've said they're going to back him if he goes into the Premiership. Even Parag said when he did that interview, he said, "Look, when he was in there last time, he never got backed, so that's why they'll back him in Premiership."
I agree. And Darren says there because he's the manager, you've got to back your manager. I say you don't have to. It's just better if you do. It's better if you do. Positivity breeds more positivity.
Yeah.
And all that really, and that's how we've got to sort of go with it. But if you're not into someone, you're not into someone. I'm not into Bamford. If he's not into Farker, it's I don't want to be a hypocrite. It is what it is. If you don't believe someone, you don't believe it.
I'm not into Qpr. I think he's the laziest footballer I've ever seen. But I don't. You know what I mean?
You've never seen me play football, mate. I was lazy.
When I first started off my football career, I was midfield, and I thought I can't be asked with this running about. Give me goalkeeper. and
you were like Archie Gray, Donny, but instead of going centre half, you just went straight back to goalkeeper.
Yeah, I wasn't doing none of that running about.
I love that. So good. Danny is speaking sense. Can't talk about Leeds in the Premier League division. Concentrate on the Championship and Leeds for the EFL. Yes, I agree, mate. All of these bros back in the Prem is like back in a two-legged horse in the Grand National.
Hey, Sean, I've backed a few of them two-legged horses in Grand National. I've won money off them, so.
I was going to say that, but I bet you if you backed them, though, you'd win.
Yep.
Yes, it's promoted. We have to back him to Liverpool. Yeah, I can't do that 100%. we're on where. Yeah, right, just get through these comments, then we'll put a call at night, lads. Just get through these. Don't want to. We're on the way. Yeah, Sean, I don't want us to waste money like we did back in Chester. Yeah, that's one point you've got to look at. You've got to buy players to suit the manager, and that's where people will think, you know, if they're not 100% there's any longevity to it, which I don't think there will be in the Premier League. I don't think there'll be years back. Are they going to spend? You said 200 million, I don't think it's that much, but even if it's 60, 70, 80 million, are they going to buy players for someone's system that may not be there?
For 60, 70 million for players in Premiership, you're going to get one player.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. You just got to be smart with your recruitment on you.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Unless they find some gems like Brighton have done, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally.
Look at this anyway, Michael. Watford 1, Oxford 0. Wow. I tell you one thing, at Championship, lags my head, because I had to ask on table. I think we'll be all right. Don't really pay too much attention to the table at sporting games. And you forget how tight it is. And I thought Watford, yeah, and now all of a sudden they're a point behind us. It's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Look at Millwall. What are the 5th, 6th?
Yeah, crazy, mate. Like I thought Millwall were pants and we're going to smash them. And a bit like Joe said and Connor said on their channels, it wasn't until they started looking at doing the preview for the game, all of a sudden they realised they were right up his arse already, 7th, 8th or whatever, and not wanting to. And you think, chuffing hell, because you don't pay no attention. I don't pay no attention. A lot of us don't. We just go funneled in Leeds United's success and Leeds United going forward. That I tend not to give too much about what else. And then all of a sudden, when you like hone in on a certain side or a situation, you go, chuffing hell. There's other teams doing stuff here, and I didn't expect that. That's the one. I keep
an eye on them all, mate. I keep looking at the table, thinking they're moving up, they're playing, they haven't lost yet. That's why I'm always with my scores, and I'm always like.
I don't think I've got that much space in here, mate, to comprehend more than Leeds. But I'm happy you can. You're always filling me with details, so you can do my research.
Yeah.
I don't want any pin or slander. None of that on here. None of that.
What pure slander?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a panic buy. That's all it was.
He was a big name buy, but to be fair, mate, someone who gets a lot of stick for not moving about and being mobile. He's one of them, isn't he does tend to get the numbers, Danny. He'll get similar goals to last season.
I'm gonna leave.
Look at in isolation, just goals. He's doing his job. It's just to the eye. It's not.
Yeah, it was like people are saying he's like Viduka, but Viduka could run. He had a bit of pace behind him.
He did actually.
Where Perot don't have pace.
Nah, Viduka was a miles better player, wasn't he? But I can see the similarities. Viduka a lot better. We're talking about mental health. That's why I think about the Premier League.
Sean, you can have this though, with the authorization of Mike.
Don't tell him that. He lives in Ireland. He'll be knocking on your door, man.
Right, anyway, guys, I think we'll wrap it up at that. Thank you so much for everyone in chat. Sean, Michael, Darren, Mark, Stuff, everybody who's been in chat. If I missed anyone, I do apologise. It's really appreciated, mate. Everyone coming in and tuning in. I'm still fairly new at this, and doing a live, it's still like me because I'm not very techy. So thanks so much. If I haven't read all the comments, I apologise. Do my best. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to Danny. Really, mate. Love that you come on tonight, and we'll get you on again. Dillo, I love you.
Everybody go follow these 2 channels as well if you're not.
Thanks so much. Yeah, like you said, good live. Right. Peace out, everyone. Take care. Look after yourselves. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Love you, lads.
Bye bye. Love you.